You're listening to Real Talk Texas with local expert Steve Hakes. Now, here's Steve.
Welcome back to Real Talk Texas. Today we're talking about buying your first house. And we're talking about some of the seminars that are being put on in the Metroplex, and really surprising to me when they really put it in front of you, what you can really afford today and what kind of homes are available. And you've got to have the right agents. So we've got some really, really great agents in the studio today. We've got Laura Mendez and Kathy Beck, and they're with The Property Shop. And their website is keytoyourlifestyle.com. That's keytoyourlifestyle.com. You can go to their website, sign in, and they will get a hold of you, and they will set up an individualized search based on what you want to find and what price range you want to be at, and you'll get alerts, and they have all this technology that's just great for you. So they also put on first-time buyer seminars, and the next one's going to be on Saturday, January 18th, and you're going to go to their website, and you can sign up for that online, right?
Correct. They can. It will be in our Lake Dallas office. We have a big office in Lake Dallas, so we're going to hold that so it's central to a lot of different locations. But we will be holding them in different cities, in model homes, and things like that all over the Metroplex. We plan on we definitely will do one a month. We're going to try for two if it's successful, just to give people education.
And an amazing part, we just talked about some homes, and some homes that are really nice houses that are for sale from $98,000 in Hearst area up to $188 in Corinth. You've got one there. And the amazing part, once you really put the pencil to paper and figure out, okay, what's it cost me a month to be there? And you put 3.5% down with FHA. You put 5% down with a Fannie Mae or conventional loan. And your payment's going to be anywhere between $1,569 for a $188,000 house to, on a 15-year, $1,888. So really on a 15-year, it's pretty consistent that you can look at 1% of that sales price, and you're going to own that house in 15 years. But better yet, in 5 years, you're going to owe a lot less than you would on a 30-year note. So with rates being so low, I'm really, really educating my clients and saying, look, let's try to look at the 15-year so you're ready to make that next move. And I'd really like to do that. If you don't like that, I don't make you do it, but I make sure you're educated, that you know that that's probably a good financial strategy. And you can also go with the 30-year and make extra payments on top of that too if you're more comfortable with that as well. So we talked about engaging with the Property Shop and with Kathy and Laura, and how do you do that? Going to the website's the best way. When you meet with people, what's the first thing that you guys talk about?
What are their goals? What are they trying to accomplish? How long do they want to be in that home? If it's a forever home, location is, important. If it's a resale home, that's the same. But we try to find out what they're trying to accomplish, and then we start looking from there.
School districts, those kind of things, if that's what you're looking at.
Right. Single family homes. Sometimes we have a lot of townhome and condo buyers because they're, they might even, if they're not first time home buyers, they might be downsizing into that kind of a location, and we're well versed in all of that.
And how do you help them as far as knowing what they can afford?
We send them to you.
That's what I was looking for. Okay.
We do. It's so important. We can talk to you, and we're more than open to talk to you before you do anything, just to give you all the advice and all the education you can get. But the first thing to do to find out what you qualify for and where you need to be and what you need to accomplish is to talk to a lender.
Right. And that's really the first step. We actually created a handout with the steps to purchasing your home, and we're going to put that on our website soon, so you can have that, and you can get that at our seminar as well. But the number one thing on that handout is to get with a good lender like Steve, because that is key. There's lenders that we've dealt with that have let us down, have let our clients down. You've got to put yourself with a good lender and find out what you qualify for and get your pre-qualification letter. You cannot do anything without it. Sellers will not consider offers without a pre-qualification letter. They only want serious buyers.
Well, what I do, and we talked to you, if you're a regular listener, you've heard me talk about this before, is there's two letters. There's one that's a pre-qualification letter, and that's where your loan officer just pulls your credit, hears everything over the phone, plugs it all in, runs an automated, maybe not. Some people eyeball it, but we always at least run the automated underwriting system so we can say, okay, because that usually catches things that we might not catch with the naked eye. So we take that, we run that, we give them, the state of Texas kind of regulates that letter, what it looks like, what it says. And it basically says that we've looked at it, we haven't verified everything, and that you probably qualify is what the state letter says. It says that you do based on what you've told us. And that carries some weight. It's a good first pass. But to truly know that you're going to get approved and to give a seller the confidence that this thing's really going to close, you need to go through the next step, which, and what I do there is I'll send you a checklist of what we need. And we want to see your tax returns, 2 years tax returns, 30 days of pay stubs. We're going to look at your bank statements for the last 2 years, all pages, and we're going to verify everything you've given us is true and accurate. And then once we go through all that process, what we do is we give a conditional approval. And what that means is you're approved on your side of it. The only conditions is that house that you're buying. Is the house in good shape? Does it have clear title? Does it appraise at what the purchase price is? So we can do a loan based on that. That's the conditions where we get to. So when you get that letter, then you're like a cash buyer. You can close in 14 days. We've already underwritten you. If you take a little while to find a house, we've had clients in today's market, it takes 30, 60 days. You have to keep giving me updated pay stubs, and you have to keep giving me updated bank statements to keep the file fresh and accurate. But we can give you that approval letter, and it's just like you're walking in with cash. And I think that when you guys agree that has a little more weight.
It does. The pre-qualification letter, though, is free to buyers, correct? To
Right.
call you and get that and run credit so that we can see if there's any discrepancies. If there are, then we can talk about credit repair. And that is one of the things that we hit very hard in our seminar, because there are a lot of people just so fearful about their credit scores.
And we don't charge even for the pre-approval letter.
Right.
I mean, we'll go ahead and spend the money on underwriting. Right. We do all this on your behalf, knowing that you're going to be buying a house soon. So there really is no cost associated. It's really time.
That just helps us to find a price point, to hone in on a price point. And while we are out there looking for houses with you, you finish that process. So when we find it, we're ready to go.
So once you get to that point, you've got the letter, you've got everything ready to go. Then it's time to set them up for this search thing. How's that work?
Well, we just go on MLS, put in the criteria that we've discussed with them, and it's going to send them automatic emails with the listing page. On the listing page, you can click on the front of the picture of the house, see more pictures of the house if they're available, if it has a good listing agent that has put those on. And as soon as you see something, you need to contact us immediately so we can get on to getting you into that house to see if that's the one you want.
And sometimes people don't have the time to get out there. They're at work, and we think it is a superb house. We go out there for you. We're your eyes and ears, and we look at the neighborhood. We look at the house. We look at the comparable sales, and we have that ready for the moment you're able to get to that house to look at it with us. But we'll preview any house for you. That's what we do. That's what we're there for, to represent you.
And then your client gets really excited about the house, and then you say, okay, let's make an offer. And when you're making the offer, that's where I can't say it enough. You've got to have a good real estate agent that's representing you on the offer side. They're going to be there to help you navigate and make sure you're paying the right price for the marketplace, and they'll be able to talk to the listing agent and kind of get a feel for what the situation in the house is, right?
That's true. And I want to say this too. A lot of people walk into new build homes and want to negotiate or purchase a home from a new build. That salesperson when you walk in the door, they are there representing the builder, not you. They will negotiate with you, but they're there for the builder and on their behalf. So you really need someone there with you on your behalf, and that needs to be a real estate agent. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't save you money if you go and purchase a new build and don't use a real estate agent. A lot of people have that misconception, but that's really not true. And you just need someone on your side to negotiate. A lot of people don't know you can negotiate with new builds, and to be with you every step of the way to make sure everything goes smoothly.
And they pretty much know each builder, right? So I know Aaron Graham has talked to me a lot about how he loves the real estate agents that come in and sell his homes for him, right? So, and it's because they know what Highland does, or what Horizon Homes does, what their seller paid or builder paid things that they do, some of the upgrades they'll throw in, things like that, what they'll pay and what they won't, and they embrace the real estate community. It's not like the builders have this adverse feeling about the agents. They really love the agents.
Well, it's helpful because we're on the buyer side answering the buyer's questions. They have a lot of people walking in their door, and they are trying to, get to everybody, and we're still there to answer our buyers' questions. So they really enjoy that because there's two experts to fall back on for each buyer that's out there.
Okay, so if you're renting right now and you're thinking about buying a house, you really need to pull out your cell phone, put this number in, 817-925-2546. That's 817-925-2546. If you're thinking about buying in the spring, or if you're thinking about buying tomorrow, you need to put that number in and just send me a quick text or leave a voicemail at that show number, 817-925-2546. I'll get you set up as far as your finances go. And if don't have enough savings, we'll talk to you about your budget, how to get enough money saved to buy that house and get you prepared. When it comes to credit, if you've got some credit dings, we have people that can help you with that as well. We do all these things to help our buyers. We want to help people really experience that dream of home ownership, and I have a passion for it, and Laura and Kathy do too. Today in the studio, if you just tuned in, you missed a heck of a show. No, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Steve Hakes. I'm with Real Talk Texas, and we've got Laura Mendez and Kathy Beck, and they're with the Property Shop, and their website is keytoyourlifestyle.com. That's keytoyourlifestyle.com. Make sure you go there, sign up, and get ready to buy your first home. Thanks for coming today. I really appreciate the advice, the expert advice we have here on Real Talk Texas.
Thank you very much.
Tune in next Sunday on Real Talk Texas. We've got a great show for you seniors out there. Make sure you tune in. We're going to explain all this reverse mortgage stuff. So tune in here on Sundays on KLAF AM 570 News and Information.